All right, welcome back. Episode something of plotting. We are here. I am excited. I'm fired up. We're gonna have we'll just play the game we always play. Right, you give me the title. I tell you what it is. Tell you what I think it is. Right, and then we look
Yes,
at
what the
what
plot
it
is,
actually
yeah.
is. And again, I haven't seen any of this. I have no idea. What we're covering. Whatever. Literally all you're doing, you just give me a title. That's it. From could be any genre. I don't know. Like we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. We'll see what my imagination could do here. All right. So what do you got? What are we doing? A movie today? We got a movie.
We have a movie.
Okay.
It's a Netflix original.
Ooh. All right.
And it came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Holidate.
Holidate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a very obvious Christmas rom-com here. Holidate. Let's see here. All right, so it's gonna be a woman who. It's gonna be a woman who is gonna. She's trying to bring somebody home. She's gonna bring somebody home for the holidays. Tired of her family asking questions, like that same old story. So, she's like a 20-something, 30-something, whatever, something like that. She can bring the people home, or bring the person home, right? And so the other person is gonna be maybe this is like my best my best friend's wedding or something like that. It's gonna be one of those things where it's like maybe it's not that one. It's
The wedding date.
The wedding date. Maybe it's the wedding date
with Deborah Messenger.
Yeah. That's the one. So it's gonna be one of those where it's like the other person isn't interested, but they actually are interested, and then there's gonna be a mistletoe scene, but they're not gonna kiss. That's the twist of this one. They're not gonna kiss under the mistletoe.
Not gonna kiss under the mistletoe.
But they're gonna see it. They're gonna look up and be like, oh, that's a mistletoe. We're supposed to kiss, and then you're gonna hear like record scratch and the Santa Claus song, it's just gonna say, whatever, and they're gonna be like, no, we're not gonna kiss because inappropriate. I don't know why. I'm not sure. I don't know the details of why it's inappropriate, but now then they're gonna feel like, oh man, we kind of missed out, or whatever. And then the friend, this is the twist. The friend is going to. It's a double twist, right? So the friend is then going to say. They're going to offend the girl, right? So they're going to offend the girl, so the friend is going to, the main character, the friend is going to offend the main character.
Yeah.
But usually it's the other way around, right? Like usually it's the other way around. They're going to apologize. No, not this time. Now we're going to feel bad for the main character. And, and then they're going to make up on Christmas Eve under the same mistletoe. Nailed it, Crusher. I knocked that one out of the park. Under the same mistletoe, and they're going to see it again, and they're going to be like, oh, wait, we're in the same place. We didn't kiss last time. And all of a sudden, you're going to hear the reverse record scratch, right? It's going to be like, whatever, and then boom, Santa's back on, and then it's like, oh, shit, all right, now we got to kiss.
Santa's back on.
Now we're made up, 100%. That's how it's going to be. Guarantee it. That's what it is.
Okay. I don't think you're super off on this. I mean, not surprising. Holidate was a little easy. I feel like that was like
that's way easier than like what's the other one we had? Like we've had like Christmas movie. Like we've had stuff like that. So
Christmas Story,
this is more helpful.
So
that's for sure. It's more helpful.
The main character is Emma Roberts.
Oh, Emma Roberts. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I like her a lot. She's really cute. She's actually having a baby soon. In real life, not in the movie.
Not in the movie.
Not in the movie.
That would have been a different holiday. That would have been a different holiday.
That would have been a different.
The Holiday Date.
Way more.
That's a sequel. Holiday Date. Nailed it.
The premise of
the
movie is that her like crazy single aunt, who is played by Kristen Chenoweth. Do you know her? Yeah. She just brings what's called a holiday because all of their family members are coupled up, so she doesn't want to hear about it. So she just brings random men to any function they have, has a good time, call it a day. So the main character, I don't remember her name in the movie, but Emma Roberts has a friend, and they're kind of talking about how they're going through a similar thing for Christmas one year where they need a date. So they're just like, oh, we'll be each other's holiday for every holiday throughout the year.
By the way, literally has never worked out for any movie characters in the history of time. Go ahead.
So in the trailer, I haven't seen this movie. This is all from the trailer, so there's no spoilers in anything.
Spoiler free. That's right. Okay.
They talk about how they're in a car scene, and they talk about how being friends with benefits doesn't work. So they're like, oh, we'll be platonic friends. That you know, they go over that thing, and then
literally never gonna work. That has never worked ever. Like, that doesn't even work in real life, by the way. Like, that's not even like a real life thing. You're like, hey, you know what? Like, let's be platonic. It just doesn't happen. I'm sorry. Like, it just literally does not happen. It has never existed ever. Like, I've never known anybody who's like, oh, yeah, I have a platonic friend. Like, this never happened ever. Continue. Go ahead.
So there's a scene where their hands touch.
Are they under some mistletoe? I bet they're under mistletoe, though.
I don't know if they're under. I cannot remember. Okay. We'll see. But, you know, their hands touch, and then that becomes, they get like a zing. So not a record playing, but there is
the
like
spark. They feel the literal spark. Oh my God. Yes. Netflix is crushing this, by the way. They are crushing this.
I don't know if there was like a literal spark, but like it's one of those things where in the thing their faces light up. Like obviously there's like a thing that happens, and then they both individually talk to their friends. The guy talks to his friend and is like, oh, our hands touched. And his friend's like, did you wear protection? Which I thought was kind of a funny little joke. I mean, it doesn't take a lot.
It's too obvious. It's too obvious.
It is obvious. I enjoy obvious.
No good. No.
Which is why I enjoy most of what you bring to the table. But and then she's talking to her friends, and she's like, I need to know for sure that he likes me before I let him know that I like him. And then that's where the trailer kind of ends. So it's not necessarily like a Christmas only kind of situation.
Honestly, I was on board with this movie until you just said that. I think that is terrible logic. I think that is very poor. That's a very poor taste. I usually like Emma Roberts. I'm usually on team Emma Roberts. I don't think I'm on team Emma Roberts. I think that is terrible logic. I think that is immature logic. I would go so far as to say that is definitely young love logic. Because guys and girls do that 100% when they're young.
What are they doing?
They're like, well, I can't say something until I know how they feel and whatever. No, obviously, the other person feels the same way. It's never going to work. If you want somebody, you got to tell them. I don't understand. It's not that difficult, guys. We've seen a million movies like this. Do people like this even exist? Like, I don't even understand. Like, in real life, have you ever, or I guess, well, I don't know. Like, do you have those feelings like when you like somebody, but like you don't know how they feel, so you're like, well, I want to tell them, but I don't want to tell them yet because I don't know how they like. I don't want to feel weird or something like that. Like, is that? I
think I did like in middle school and stuff.
Right, like as an adult, like you tell people like, hey, I like you.
Maybe like I mean, there's a lot of times. Usually, if you're hanging out with someone repeatedly, you kind of like if you've weaseled your way in to the point where you're hanging out a whole lot, you kind of have an indication that they like you a little bit. So yeah, maybe you wait till you get like some signs. Like you don't just walk up to them randomly and say like, oh, I really like you. I want to like date you. I don't know if I'd ever randomly say that, but it sounds like they're hanging out a lot and they both like know that feeling. I don't know. Usually you kind of have a hint if someone likes you.
100% wrong on what you just said. I think that's exactly how you should approach these situations. There's no other way to approach a situation. I think that's how you have to do it. I am all about radical honesty. If you want to be with somebody, if you want to date somebody, you tell them, I want to date you. And if they don't like it, you say, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I can't hang out with you anymore because it's going to be awkward. Obviously, because this situation just happened, I just told you I liked you. You throw it right back in my face. That doesn't feel great. We're not going to be able to hang out anymore. But guess what? You weren't going to like hanging out with them anyways. Right? Like, that's the thing I don't understand. Like, people are like, oh, well, I don't want to ruin anything because I still like hanging out with them. Or whatever. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's making you sick. It's a literal ulcer. Like, it's a physical, you have like a physical aversion to hanging out with these people. But people are like, well, I don't want to ruin anything. And I'm like, well, you're already ruining it. You're ruining your own life, right? Like, you are actually ruining your own life. And people don't understand that. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's not going to be better that you're just hanging out with somebody in your friend zone. You know? Like, that's not better. Yeah. That's just you feeling shitty for longer. That's all that is. Like, rip the fucking Band-Aid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, Emma Roberts, grow a sack.
You converted me. You converted me.
This is what I'm saying.
To becoming an adult.
Emma Roberts needs to, if this is a coming-of-age story, which I assume it is, Emma Roberts needs to grow the hell up. That's what I have to say. Who's the other guy? I haven't even looked this up. Who's the guy? Who's the guy?
I don't really know. Luke Bracey?
I don't know Luke. Luke Bracey was Holidate.
Yeah.
Luke Bracey, huh?
Yeah. Don't know him.
This guy, does he have a mustache? Oh, no, it's all right. It's like full facial hair, right? As I say, Luke mustache is not a great idea. This guy looks like he's 50. In his picture, he looks really old. Oh, he was in G.I. Joe? Nice. All right. I respect that. Hacksaw Ridge. All right. So this guy's been in some decent stuff. Oh, no, he was in G.I. Joe Retaliation. Never mind. That's the bad one. That's where they like started.
I don't know what either one is. So.
I know, it's fine. Like it's a whole thing. It was really bad. Whatever. Like that's fine. So I guess I'm anti. Well, I guess I'm anti both of them, right? Because I assume he's probably kind of similar, right? He's probably
their characters just seem to be like a male-female version of the same thing. Like
he's not going to say anything, right? Like he's obviously not going to say, because if he solved the problem, right? If he was like, hey Emma, by the way, like I like you, then there would be no conflict, right? So obviously he's going to be the same way. I'm out on him. I don't like that. I think that's cliche. I don't know. Do you think like from a female perspective, like do you like that, or like do you think that the females like that? I don't know. I can't tell with dudes. Like I don't think dudes really think about it that much. But I'm going to guess they don't like that either. Because they'll think like, oh, well, this is stupid, even though they do it in real life, right?
Yeah.
So, whatever. But like, do you think is that like something that women like to see? Like when they watch it, and they're like, oh, I kind of like because they have that experience maybe or something like that. Is that like a thing?
I don't know if people like it because it's an experience that's realistic. I definitely have an interest in watching this movie, mostly because I like Emma Roberts, so I'll watch it for her. But I think that it's just fun to look at people that like each other and see the mismatch. Like I think people enjoy that in real life with their friends. I think people enjoy like making connections with people, and it's fun to watch. I don't know if they watch it because they relate to it personally. I don't know that. I wouldn't say that that's why I watch stuff like that. I think I watch stuff like that because I like to feel like the person who knows what's that instead of where you know everything that's going on. You're omniscient in the story, and that's fun, especially when it comes to rom-coms. Like that's fun.
I think that makes me very uncomfortable. It infuriates me that other people like to watch other people not have the full amount of enjoyment for 100% of their life that they do, while they're still saying things like life is too short, and yet they want to see these people struggle. That infuriates me beyond belief. I hate everything about that. I think this should be just a very straightforward. I think actually it's a realistic problem, right? Like I think actually this is like a realistic plot.
No, I think that this happens.
That's a stupid idea. Like that's a stupid fucking idea. To be like, hey, by the way, you want to pretend, even though like we both want to bang each other, like, do you want to pretend that we don't, and like we'll just hang out a bunch and like get drunk at parties where like we don't really want to talk to anybody, so we'll just hang out in the corner and kind of like rub on each other and stuff like that, but not actually have anything happen. That's a very realistic like idea on how to solve this problem. Also, a terrible fucking idea, right? Like anybody who does that in real life, you're an idiot. You're just a flat out moron. And I've definitely thought about things like that in the past, right? Like 100%, like my family asked me, whatever. I've definitely had that thought, like, hey, you know what? Like I just need somebody here, like, so that they don't ask me questions. So this is a very realistic plot. I hate it. And I hate that other people are like rooting for people to not get together for a certain amount of time. This movie is an hour and 43 minutes. So like, you're basically saying like, I want to watch an hour and 40 minutes of you guys not be happy. And then at the same time, they're probably like tweeting out like, hey, oh, whatever, hashtag life's too short, all that stuff. I think that makes you a terrible person. But
I disagree that people aren't living their fullest life. I think some part of that, what people find at like on a daily basis. What the part that people find really exciting or fun about relationships is right before they happen, like all of those feelings of butterflies and stuff. Like, I don't think that that's necessarily negative. You're not wishing them to be happy. You're just you're wishing that they were in, you know, that butterfly stage longer, and there's nothing wrong with that.
You still have the butterfly stage when you have the relationship. It doesn't sound like she has butterflies. It sounds like she has literal trepidation, right? Like this is trepidation before she gets the butterflies. You know what I mean? Like they're not in the honeymoon phase. You can't be in the. It's not. This is a pre-honeymoon phase, right? Like you're not even in the honeymoon. Like I'm over here rooting for love, rooting for people to be in the honeymoon phase, and you and apparently every other person in America is rooting for let's not actually get to the honeymoon stage. Let's just let you sit here and wallow in the pre-honeymoon stage where you kind of want to kill yourself at all times because you can't believe how the other person doesn't feel the same way that you feel, and you're just anxiety-ridden, rotten corpse is basically not able to function.
Anxiety-ridden, rotten corpse.
I'm not rooting for that. You know what I mean? Like I am on team. Let's have nice relationships where we're happy and we can enjoy as much of life as we possibly can. And you are on team, you hate love, love sucks, let's not have anybody ever be in love ever again. Which is fine. Good for you. I understand it. Obviously, there's a lot of people who agree with you. I think you're all wrong. I am giving this movie 1 thumbs up. I can't give it 2 thumbs up. I'm giving it 1 thumbs up. Okay. I'm giving it a thumbs up because, number 1, Emma Roberts is in it. I like Emma Roberts. And number 2, I think it's a very realistic problem for that people create for themselves. And so I am fully supportive of that. I think it's probably going to be pretty decent. I'm not going to watch it, but I think it'll be decent. I think it'll be decent.
I was going to give it 1 thumbs up too, so we're on the same page.
We are on the same page. I was kind of close. I was kind of close. I feel terrible about that because now I know your taste in love, and so I don't feel good about being on the same page as you when it comes to love. But I am rooting for Emma Roberts. I hope she's happy at the end of this. And Holidate as the sequel to this is going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Coming December 2021.
I hope so. So, all right. So we've done it. We've done it again.
We have an agreed 1 thumb up for Holidate.
For Holidate. That's right. Okay.
It sounds mostly because Emma Roberts is in the movie, though. So
that's fine. That's fine. That happens.
I'm cool with that too.
So, all right. So, anybody who wants to give us ideas on other movies or TV shows or anything that we can do, they can send those to our email, which is something
info.plotting@gmail.com.
All right. Otherwise, you can comment on this, whatever. But either way, we appreciate you taking the time to watch this. So, support us in whatever way you can. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time.